Hello to everyone. Welcome today. This is Joanna, and for this video, we're going to do a nail stamping look. I don't exactly know what I'm going to do, but we're going to use my Moyou London Flower Power Plate Collection number 15. And I get these off the Moyou London website. You guys have seen these before. I've hauled these and I've done collections on these. And I'm going to share with you what I've done so far because you've heard me talk a little bit about some damage I have on my thumb. So what I have on right now is I went in with one coat of my Salon Complete Care Manicure. This is 4-in-1. If you pick this up today, however, it is a 7-in-1. I've been using these, and this is one that I've been trying to get through, but this was closest to me today, so this is what I used. I have on 2 coats on 9 of my fingers of the OPI Black Onyx, and I'll explain about this thumb in a little bit. And what I put over top of that was my fairy dust. You always hear me talk about this. You've heard me say there are 3 glitters I love to go between. And that is this look right here. I did try to clean that up a little bit with my little dapping dish of acetone, and my little Uber Cheat cleanup brush. They make more of these now. I've noticed on the site they have some that have an angled and a shorter tip, so they are making a few more of these cleanup brushes. When I hauled these a while back, you heard me say I wish that they would have put the name along the tip. So again, this is what I have, and I top coated the black polish and the fairy dust with my HK Girl. However, when I do my nail stamping, I'm going to be topping that with my Seche Vite. I think I might be the only person that likes both of these. This bottle is cloudy, but it's still okay. It still gives shine. And this one is a newer bottle. Some people don't like this because they feel like it makes their polish shrink. And when this was first advertised, it was advertised as putting over your last coat of polish immediately to dry it fast and give it a glossy finish. However, if you don't brush it all the way to the tip, it can cause shrinkage, and that's when it looks like your polish has come back just a little bit. And it doesn't do me like that when I use it that way, but I did use this one. It used to be if I top coated my stamping with this and a few days later I felt like my nails needed a fresh coat of top coat, I would use this. I get this off the Glisten and Glow site. There is a green one of these that is called Stuck On You, where it is one of those adhering nail polishes. It adheres your nail polish for those of you that like to keep your polish on more than a few days. You've heard me say that I don't. And again, I think I'm the only person that likes both of these. So again, I have on the OPI Black Onyx and the Fairy Dust, and I've top coated with this. So these are dry and ready to stamp. However, on this nail, this thumb, this is the one you heard me say I have a crack along here, and I have been filing daily just a little bit. I only work 2 days this week. I believe I work Friday and I work Sunday because I requested Saturday off. And all the way back from when I did that nail stamping look where I used the turquoise, then I put the pink on top of that, and then yesterday's purple look, or the look I had on earlier today, what I did here was I didn't take any of that off. I simply put one coat of black polish over top of that, and this one coat of black polish covered the nail stamping that I had each time. So this actually has maybe about, I'd say at this point, 6 layers of polish on it, possibly, if I'm counting right, give or take some top coat. And the reason for that is I don't want to manipulate this nail too much. Now, when I go to work, Friday I will have a Band-Aid going this way and around. And if that manages to hold and it doesn't damage it, then of course, I'm off on Saturday. We'll go from there. However, if any damage occurs or it gets worse, I'll go ahead and evaluate it and just cut that corner off. I've just been trying to grow it out a little bit so that I don't lose it, because every time I get my nails shaped the way that I want them, something happens. So I've just been doing this with my file, just going like that, so that hopefully, you know, it's grown up a little bit more. So for the nail stamping, I am going to use my Spring Green, my Mundo de Unis. And you hear me say these are thick and goopy. I've been trying to warm this up, but see how this looks right here? And see this little straggly piece right here? Yeah. So I don't have a polish shaker, so I just try to warm these up with body temperature because I have let these sit Those of you that have been following me through my nail stamping, you know that I hauled these a few years ago and I showed many of them, and I tend to get a bunch of them at the same time. So I don't have a set pattern for what we're going to do. One of my favorite images on this plate, however, is, and I'm going to share that with you as soon as I can focus my eyes on it, which it shouldn't be hard to do, but it usually is. This one right here. I like wearing bright colors and then stamping with this. So this is going to have the opposite effect. If I were to use this image, you would see the black, and then all of this would be the green instead. So I'm not going to use that one because I want my nails to be uniformly black with green stamping on top. But I am going to hit just a few, and I think I will try these two images, one of these two or three on the thumb. So we're going to see how this goes. But I have cleaned my plate with acetone, which I'm going to be using, and my little cotton rounds. And generally I do a hand first, which I didn't do. So I'll probably just do one hand for you because I'll just copy what I do on my other hand. So I got my little stamper and everything here. I've been using my little lint roller, which I'm getting better with doing that because at first I was really bad. Especially, that's why I don't bring out a lot of my clear stampers. I don't have a whole lot of room here as I should, so we're going to just work with the room that I got. And we're going to see how this goes because I may not have used this green polish from when I hauled it. So I'm just going to put something on here and we're going to go from there. And nail stamping is something you keep hearing me say goes across the board. If you have daughters or granddaughters and you want to have a little nail day with them, this is like the perfect thing to do. And I cannot hold this so that you can see it completely, so I apologize for that because it will dry out. And that's how that looks right there. And that's a bit heavier than I want it to be, so I might as well, I don't know, maybe we'll make this right here the accent nail. So we're going to do the same thing. On my other finger to keep this uniform. And then I'm going to go for one of these ones that will let more, perhaps, of the black shine through. And hopefully you can see that. And there goes my phone. I never know when it will show and when it won't. But I won't like hold that because that would be too time consuming. But hopefully it'll focus in when we need it to. So I'm going to go for one here that's a little bit more spaced. And I think we'll try that one on the thumb. I do have a bigger plate. These plates come in images that are regular and images that are a little bit bigger for the thumb and for people that like to do pedicures. Because see how little that is? That might not go clean across the thumb without stretching. And that is the one benefit of this stamper. See how I have that little bit of space right there, but I'm going to let that go. Is that you can kind of stretch this one just a little bit. So for the next thumb look, I'm going to try a different image right below it. We're going to try that one right there. Because I want to keep this look as uniform as I can because I will probably wear this look to the wedding. If it holds up. If it does not, after Friday, I will have that Saturday, because the wedding is at 4, so I will have that Saturday to actually work on it. Let's see. I don't know if I should hold that out. But you can see that there. And I also like to do this look in metallic over certain things. And this polish, even though it's really thick and goopy, you can still work with it. But one of the things that was said about these when they first came out was that they didn't dry as fast, which was a good thing because trying to do videos like this and then talking while you were trying to show the image was hard in its own. So there we go. So hopefully you can see that. So I'm going to do the same thing to my other hand. And like I said, I do plan on getting a polish shaker. I just don't think we have any. I did learn that we have a Cosmoprof here, but they don't sell to the outsiders, only the people with a license. And since I'm not a licensed people, I don't count. So we're going to take another image and we're going to take it along the smaller finger. And I'm just rubbing this on the plate. And you can turn this in any direction you want to turn it in. Now I will say this, when it comes to taking this off, because when I take off my polish, that adds to the dryness of my hands. My hands are already dry and this makes them drier. What I do is when I wash dishes or I run bath water and shower water, that is what cleans this for me. So I don't know which image we'll take here. I think we'll try this one here. But that is what cleans it because I let this dry. And then after it dries for a little bit, I go ahead and I will top coat it. I will try to clean up around that edge a little bit. Now what I did do differently this time with my purple look, I actually had the fairy dust on top of everything. This time I've put the fairy dust under there, but that was kind of a moot point since the stamping is covering that up. But I will just go ahead and top coat it with my fairy dust. I'm sorry, I keep saying that. With my Sèche Vite. And then we will try to clean it up just a little bit. So if you can see what I'm doing here. And I love this because it lets you do your own nails. And even if you do acrylic nails, you know that design that they have on there, most times acetone won't affect that. Because I watch Sarah R on here. She does a series of things with different polishes such as gels and all that kind of stuff. And she can put acetone on her nails and it doesn't affect it. It doesn't affect the polish. So I'd say try it first. Don't just like do it. But that way you can decorate your own nails even though they're acrylic nails. You know, this can be used for everyone. And I really do like that about it. The only thing is in my case I've got too much stuff here sitting at my table. So my next step would be to take a Q-tip and try to go around all of this and start cleaning it up. So we're going to try to get this off of here, but I'm not going to manipulate this too much because I do not want the acetone to fade my stamping. You can see that right there. And I'm going to go ahead and top coat this and then go back in and try to clean it up a little bit more. But I will let my hand washing be what takes the majority of this off. So we're going to stop this. And I'm going to go ahead and top coat this for you. And then let you see it from there. I'm going to be using the Sèche Vite. Now the Sèche Vite and the HK Girl, they take about 5 minutes to dry, but your nails will only be touch dry. And I don't know if you can see this or not. I'm going to try to hold this. You want there to be a bead of polish. You don't want to drag the design. So what you essentially want is that bead right there. And you want enough of that to where it's that polish that you're floating over the design. And see how messy the stamping is. But this will all come off once I wash my hands. But again, you want there to be a bead of polish. You don't want to go in with a brush that hardly has any on there because you'll drag and fade your design. You can see that. And these will look so much better once I get my hands cleaned up. But I tend to not want to go in there too much because that acetone can fade your nail look when it gets in there. But I really like this particular plate when I do multicolors underneath black stamping. That's like my favorite thing to do, especially with that image that I showed you was my favorite one. If I have on a vibrant like lime pink and purple polish combination with something like that there, but hopefully you can see this well enough. This isn't cleaned up great, but it will be in about 20 minutes because I'm going to let this dry. And then I have a hand scrub that I'm going to use, and hopefully you can see that a little bit clearer, but you can just about get the gist of what I'm trying to show you there. So, because I'm not that great and I can't cut my camera off and edit or anything like that, so you usually just see this from start to finish with me, but it will look better by a couple of hours from now. So until the next time, everyone have a great day, and I hope you give nail stamping a try.